If you missed out on the Nigel Sylvester Jordan 4 brick by brick restock, don't worry, because you're going to have another chance at them. Yes, off the recent drop, all orders were canceled, and I'm going to explain exactly why they were canceled, and they're going to be redropping again very soon. Now, I'm going to explain how they're supposed to be redropping soon, but I also want to mention to you guys, the biggest shock drop that we're supposed to be seeing somewhat soon hasn't happened yet. Like, all this stuff over the last 48 hours was awesome, don't get me wrong. There were a lot of great shoes we saw released, a lot of profitable ones, a lot of pairs that, you know, we want in our personal collection too. But the biggest shock drop that's imminent has not happened, and it's not related to any of this stuff. I want to discuss that again later in the video. I've mentioned it in a prior sneaker updates video, but I just want to bring it up again because it's something that technically still has not changed, but there's a chance maybe after what just happened with the Nigels, the drop method might change, but we'll see. I want to talk about that later. First, let's just do a quick run through of everything that happened. First of all, the Nigel Sylvester Jordan 4. What the heck happened with that drop? Obviously, you guys should know what a sneakers link shock drop is by now, where essentially Nike Sneakers has an influencer, in this case like Nigel Sylvester, upload a post on his story with the link. Instagram gives an option to add a link on your story, which will be an exclusive invitation link, which takes you to a part on the Sneakers app, which you otherwise would not be able to access without this link. So we've seen this drop happen many times before. So one example was on the SB Jordan 4. That was a perfectly executed drop with Eric Costin. So this drop, though, it was not perfectly executed, and it's not Nigel Sylvester's fault at all. Honestly, it's no one's fault. I'd say, if anything, it's Nike's fault for not foreseeing this as a possibility. In a nutshell, what happened was Nike told Nigel, look, you're supposed to post this sometime around 8:30. We don't have a specific time. It has to be 8:30 yet. It could be 8:35. It could be 8:37. It could be 8:32. It could be any of those times. And I'm sure he probably decided he's going to do something like 8:35. Something reasonable, not his fault. Again, I don't want to put any blame on Nigel. But because Nike told him it could be any time at 8:30, they still loaded the hunt in the app at precisely like 8:28. So it would have been ready if he would have dropped it at 8:30. So yeah, the link was out there at 8:28, and we have a monitor inside of the Endurance Discord, which literally scrapes this link. It pulls it, which we're not supposed to be able to do, but we found a way to do it. And so this allows us to have the link early for everybody, and all you have to really do is just click that link. You don't even have to wait for Nigel Sylvester to have posted the story. But this ended up being a bad thing because we were so early with the link that we literally cleared the entirety of the stock, and then there was no stock left for him to drop. So I guess they told him, hey, don't post, we're canceling the drop. So if you message Nike customer support, like, hey, why was my Nigel Sylvester Jordan 4 canceled? Like, if you're an Endurance member, we were messaging customer support, why are you canceling our orders? And they were saying, like, look, we saw that the link got leaked prematurely, so we had to cancel this drop. So yeah, I did not foresee this as a possibility where my early info would actually be too good. It would be so good that it would get a drop completely canceled, which is very unfortunate because we would have made people so much money off this drop. But it's no worries because we do this all the time, and there's going to be more opportunities just like this where we're going to make you guys even more money like we always do. Obviously, though, I am very disappointed. I don't think this is anyone's fault except really Nike's fault for not foreseeing this as a possibility. I think Nike should have told Nigel, look, you have to post it as soon as we load it up. We're planning to load it up at, maybe they could have even said 8:30 and it would have been fine. But for them to load it at 8:28 on the back end, and then for Nigel to have instructions to not post till like 8:35 or 8:38, whenever, you know, that's very bad instructions. I don't know how Nike did not foresee this as a possibility. So again, you know, not Nigel's fault at all. And hopefully I did not ruin your birthday, Nigel, if you somehow watched this video. But on the bright side, those Nigels are going to be restocking again. Now, unfortunately, Nike is, I'm hearing they're undecided with how they want to do it, but the way they're leaning and the way it's loaded right now is that it's going to be exclusive access. Yeah, that's no fun, but it's undecided. So what is a possibility is if they figure out some way to stop this, you know, they figure out some workaround, or maybe they figure out a better way of automating the execution so it could be fair for everybody. Maybe they'll do the sneakers link again, because this is such a great drop method. It would be a shame if Nike can't figure this out. It's just a question of, do they want to figure it out before they have to restock these Nigels? Because they probably want to restock them during this quarter at least. So it's definitely possible they do fix it and they do drop again via sneakers link with more precise instructions. This way it's fair for everyone. Or, I mean, we still have the advantage inside of Endurance because we have the early info, everybody's prepared and stalking his Instagram. But yeah, it's still a possibility. As of right now though, the way they're leaning towards is it's just going to be an exclusive access drop. If anything changes though, as always, I'm going to post all the precise details, all the early info inside of Endurance. Remember, you could join with the link in the description below. And remember guys, I've been warning you about the Nigels for a long time. I told you guys that these are going to be restocking, and so many of you guys were doubting me. A lot of you guys defended me in the comments section. I appreciate all of you guys who defend me and know that I'm always just trying my best to help you guys, even if it's just vague warnings out on YouTube, because I can't give out precise details here. But again, if you want all the precise details, we post that in Endurance. So yeah, that's Nigel Sylvester's situation. You could expect them to restock again, and most likely the drop method is not going to be a fun one. It's probably going to be exclusive access, but not 100% confirmed yet. They're still undecided, so there's hope, I guess. Now, before getting into the biggest shock drop that has yet to happen, but it's going to be happening relatively soon, I did want to just briefly go over the Kobe Reserve. And this is another situation where I've been warning you about the Kobe Reserve for a very long time. And yes, there has been delays. I know I said the Kobe Reserve was supposed to come a while ago. There's been delays. And then it came to a point where they started getting close to 8/24 Kobe Day. So they just decided to do everything for Kobe Day. So again, I appreciate all you guys who defend me in the comments when things get delayed or things don't happen in time, because you know that I'm just trying to help you guys. I'm not blowing smoke. This is real information I'm trying to pass to you guys, and this Kobe vault thing obviously was legit. It just happened, and we saw a ton of great Kobe's released. Hopefully you were able to cop. Just gonna go over like a brief rundown of everything we saw. So we saw a couple of stashes like in LA only. These were very small stock ones, so they're Bluetooth only enabled, which means you can't spoof those. You could still spoof the big stashes that are for wider radiuses when there's a lot of stock involved, like an off-white Air Force One. But for these smaller ones, they're Bluetooth only. You need to physically be there at the location where they happened in California. So we saw some small hunts like that yesterday. Definitely props to Nike for making stuff fun and cool like this, and a lot of cool marketing we saw. So props to them, good business on their end. But then things got more interesting today, where we saw the Kobe Reserve vaults actually start, the big restocks. And Nike put in a lot of effort for this, so definitely respect to them. They could have just done a plain giant vault restock and left it at that, but they actually did 2 hunts in here, which were really cool. One was one of the scratcher drops, and they title it a sneakers link hunt, but it's not a sneakers link drop. You know, you're not getting this link from an influencer or anything. You just have to go inside the vault, and you had to click a certain place at the bottom of the vault to access this. So first you would have to click the Kobe 5, then you scroll down towards the bottom, and then there's a little thing you can click on there, and it allows you to scratch and then purchase the sneaker. It was a pretty easy cop, at least for everyone who had early info inside of Endurance. That was part of the first vault restock, but in addition to that pair, by the way was the Kobe 5 Year of the Mamba University Red. In addition to that pair dropping via that scratcher, we also saw the Kobe 8 Protro Venice Beach, the Kobe 9 Masterpiece, the Kobe 5 X-Ray, the Kobe 5 Year of the Mamba Eggplant, the Kobe 4 Girl Dad, the Kobe 6 Dodgers in grade school, and the Kobe 6 All-Star in grade school as well. And then that wasn't the end of it either. Then we saw a wave 2 of restocks happen an hour later, which was then at 1 p.m. Eastern time, where we saw the Kobe 8 Halo drop, the Kobe 9 Halo drop, the Kobe 8 Purple, the Kobe 9 Low Halo, the Kobe 8 Emerald, the Kobe 4 Gold Medal, and then we saw the final one, which was at 2 p.m. Eastern time, and this one had a hunt as well, which we'll discuss in a second, because it's a new type of sneakers drop method, which we're probably going to see in the future again. But this was the third wave of the Kobe Vault. We saw the Kobe 4 Gift of Mamba, the Kobe 8 What The Kobe 6 Vapor Edge Cleat. And this one was interesting because this one loaded like a whole 2 minutes before the whole vault. So if you were in Endurance and you had the early info, it was super easy to cop this one because they accidentally loaded the entire vault late. So you were able to enter for the Kobe 6 cleat like before the whole vault even loaded, and it basically gave you a fair chance to cop. But then because they loaded the rest of them really late, that's why you started seeing like instant L's as soon as you tried to enter the Leo drops for them. This was definitely an error on Nike's end, but they were doing so much good stuff, putting in so much effort. I'm not really going to be mad at them for that. Definitely can't be perfect. This is a very tricky thing. I know how it is on the developer side. Then we also saw the Kobe 4 Philly, the Kobe 9 High Christmas, and the Kobe 9 High What The, all part of this third vault restock that just happened. But then we actually saw an AR hunt for the sneakers cam with a QR code, and it was a really interesting method, so props to Nike for this one again. But what I don't give them props for is that they don't allow returns on this one, I guess because it's a pre-order, and that pre-order is not shipping until December 24th. So I saw this and I didn't even want to tweet this out because I'm honestly skeptical that these are going to perform well. It's very possible if they're super limited that they do well, but I'm skeptical for sure. With no returns, it's really hard to just say like, go for these. And yeah, there's risk involved. What could I say? For the first time, you actually can't return these. All sales are final, it says. And you have to wait till December 24th to get these. So yeah, that's pretty tough. So not a fan of this new drop pre-order thing. I love that they did a sneakers cam, like a little AR hunt with a QR code. That was awesome, but I am not a fan of this pre-order kind of thing, and I'm not a fan of the no returns. But yeah, that was it for the Kobe shock drops. As always, all early info was posted in Endurance, and there's going to be more future drops where, as always, early info is going to be posted there. You could join Endurance with the link in the description below, not just for early info, not just for sneaker reselling, but for advantages for copying other things like Pokemon 2. Just recently, Costco had a really profitable restock, and we were able to bypass the waiting room because we have a queue bypass. Because Gargantua, my bot, is able to generate bypass links, and then we could share them with the entire group. All people have to do is click a simple link and then easily purchase. And we just took stock on that Costco drop. So we offer all kinds of advantages, even outside of sneaker reselling. I'd really encourage you to join us. But that's not the only thing I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to do this recap. I want to talk about the Nigels. But the most important thing I wanted to talk about is that we have a massive shock drop coming soon. The method is undetermined right now. My speculation is that it's most likely going to be a sneakers link drop. I think it could potentially change if they can't figure out a way to execute it properly. But my speculation, if they manage to find a way to do it right, I think they'll probably do a sneakers link shock drop through Tom Sachs. So you know what that means. Yeah, for the Mars Yard. We're supposed to be seeing a big shock drop for the Mars Yard 3.0. And Nike has a pretty large portion of the stock, so you're going to have a very good chance to cop these. And despite that, these are still going to resell for a lot of money. We've seen the 2.0 reselling for over $1,000. So yeah, this sneaker is a really big deal. Right now, the drop method is undetermined, but my speculation is that they're probably going to do a sneakers link. That's just my guess. I'll keep you guys updated. And as always, early info is going to be inside of Endurance. Other than that, though, have a great rest of your day.